Welcome back to a new video. So this is the start of the new week, and everything was feeling good as far as the movements went, but my cold was getting a little bit worse, so I was just kind of tired. But my movements were feeling good. It was kind of an oxymoronic feeling, but muscle snatches were routine. Just did the 3, 40, 60, 80, but then I had a bunch of singles as what is quite typical on the programming to have on Mondays, to have a lot of singles, not necessarily to a max, but could potentially be to a max. Today it was 6 singles that started at 101, and I actually didn't have any misses, and they all felt really good. As you'll see, I was able to get up to 113, and 113 felt pretty good. And within the description of the session, it was meant to be a heavy session, and it gives you the description in it saying you can add 1 or 2 more heavier sets if you're feeling like you can or whatever. And my kind of benchmark for that, because I always kind of want to go heavy if I can because it's fun, but I wanted to see how 113 felt. And 113 was kind of like, if I catch it perfect and everything feels really good with it, then I'll keep moving up. And I was going to move up to I think like 117 and then try 120 after potentially. But as you'll see, it wasn't a bad rep necessarily. It just wasn't like crisp, and it wasn't good enough for me to be like, all right, I definitely want to go up. And I think that ended up being the smarter choice, especially based on how the clean jerk work went. So originally, the clean jerks were no hook and no feet. I just did no feet, and I'll just kind of continue that trend with the movements and just not really do the no hook component of it because I don't really value that as much, and I value the no hook or the no foot component much more as a variation. And so the clean jerks started at 112, and I had 4 singles. Did the first 2 at 112, and then went up. Took a pretty big jump. I think it was originally 5 kilos it wanted me to jump, but I went up to whatchamacallit. Sorry, I'm getting text. We got a weird email from our superintendent about an invitation for something. Sorry about that. Lost my train of thought when my phone started to vibrate there. I do apologize too if I do sound a little bit more nasally. The congestion that I was actually experiencing a little bit on this day in my chest via a cough and kind of just a wet cough, it's kind of gone up into my sinuses now. So maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but it's all kind of draining now, which is, I suppose, good in the long-term prognosis of just the cold, but just kind of obnoxious when I'm trying to talk and, you know, your nose is running and whatnot. But with these no foot clean jerks, they started with 112, so I did 2 singles there. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I took a bigger jump to 120 because they were honestly feeling good, especially the jerks. I was pleasantly surprised because the cleans felt more difficult, but the jerks were feeling quite easy, which kind of makes sense because it's only 112. But I suppose that's kind of the nice thing with doing a more difficult complex with a clean. It makes just a regular jerk feel like you're actually strong, and that's good. It's good to feel like you're strong. But the 120 felt good. And once I did this, then I was like, I really have one more. I want to try 130 to see how that feels, because I know I've done no hook work. I feel like I've done a no hook and no foot clean with 140 before, but just a no foot, I feel like I've done a little bit more. It's a little bit tricky of a movement because you are kind of in a compromised position because your legs don't really move out. So it's not necessarily one that I recommend maxing out, but if you do feel good, it is one that could be good from a technical standpoint. But on that 130 clean I did there, my back started to tighten up a little bit, but I was going to try to do the back squats I had programmed. They're originally supposed to be bottom up, the pin squats, and I was just going to do regular ones. And I started to warm up for them, and my back just felt a little too tight, so I decided to call it after this next one. So I did this rep here, and then went on to 155, and just unracked it, and I was like, ugh, it's just starting to get that crampy feeling. But thankfully, in the next session, I complete the squats and the pulls that I originally had, and was able to get that all done, so no long-term issue with that. But it did allow me to kind of split this session into 2 since I wasn't taking the day off during the week. It is something that I have done before, where if I go directly into the next week of training, then I will potentially split a workout in half if it is a lot of work, or in this case, you know, I'm not able to actually complete it. But that's it for this one. I'll talk to you on the next one. I hope you have a great day. Peace.